Hello everyone, welcome to learnautomation.com. This is Mukesh Utwani. In this tutorial, we'll see how to capture screenshot in Selenium WebDriver and how we can create the libraries for the same. Okay, so before moving to the actual video, let's discuss what exactly we are going to cover in this video tutorial. So we'll talk about why we are taking screenshot in automation and how we can capture the screenshot in Selenium WebDriver. And once we are comfortable with capturing a screenshot in Selenium, then we'll quickly go ahead and we'll see how to create library so that the same code which we will write to capture screenshot we can utilize again and again, because it doesn't make any sense to write the same code in different places if we have to do the same activity. So with the help of libraries, we'll utilize the code which we have written previously. Okay, so let's discuss why screenshot required in automation. A screenshot help us to understand the flow of application, okay, whether our application is behaving correctly or not. Okay, the reason is capturing a screenshot. Now let's say you have around 20 steps in your test cases and you want to capture the steps which you are following in your test automation. Now let's say after login you want to check whether the home page is displaying correctly or not, so you want to take a screenshot of that. Let's say after doing some certain activity, let's say after doing some uh, account activity or lead activity, you want to check whether the application is getting submitted or not, you want to capture screenshot after that step. Okay, so it actually helps you to understand the complete flow of the application, depends on your requirement, and it helps us a lot while doing cross browser testing. The reason is while working with different browsers, you will notice your application will behave differently sometime, not always. Okay, so I will show you one example in this tutorial. The same application will behave differently in all three browsers. In Firefox, it will behave differently in Chrome and IE. Okay, so while doing cross-browser testing, it will help you a lot. Third point, if you're working with headless browser, okay, so you must be curious about headless browser. So soon I will going to publish a video tutorial on headless browser testing. So in headless browser, you will not see the UI part. Okay, it will run internally your code. It will run your code in the background. So all the tests which you have written, you will not be able to see the UI. Okay, so all your tests will complete, but you will not see any browser will open and any activity. It will complete in the background. So for headless browser, we have HTML unit driver in Selenium. Even if we have Phantom JS. So I will create two separate video tutorial. So maybe stay tuned. Once I will upload, you can have a look to this headless browser as well. So you can capture the screenshot if you're working with headless browsers as well. And the most important part which every automation tester has to implement in their framework, like a screenshot on failure. Okay, that's very important because automation scripts fails very frequently due to your scripting issue or due to the application issue. Okay, so every time you should get a screenshot on failure so that at least you can identify whether your script having some issue or your application having some issues. Okay, so how to take a screenshot on failure, maybe I will cover in this tutorial, or if it is suitable I will cover in the separate part. So I don't want to confuse so many topics in this video tutorial. So let's quickly go ahead and let's see how to create capture screenshot in Selenium WebDriver. So I will quickly move to the Eclipse side. I have already created a project here. So if you have not installed Selenium in your machine, just go through my previous video and install Selenium WebDriver, and you can see how to create a script in Selenium. I have a video tutorial for both. In this tutorial, I will separately create a package, say capture screenshot. So this package I created, I will click on enter. So this package has been created. I will quickly create a class now, and class name I will give Facebook screenshot. I don't have any real-time application, so I will take any dummy application. So as of now, I have taken Facebook, so you can use your application as well. I will click on finish. Yeah. So what I will do, I will quickly create a script. It will take hardly 1 minute. So let me quickly create a script which will simply open Facebook, and that's all. Okay, so I will give my test case name is capture screenshot. I will use testng, so I'm using annotation test here, and I will press control space, so I will get the suggestions as well. So from suggestions, I will take testng. Don't use JUnit if you are working with testng. For the scripting part, quickly I will create a script. Web driver equal to new Firefox driver. It will open Firefox driver for us. Then I will maximize this browser. So driver dot manage dot windows dot maximize. After that, I will open application. So application, I will use Facebook now. www.facebook.com. And after that, I will simply enter one username. So I will say driver.find element by XPath. I will take XPath from the application and I will say send keys and I will say learn automation. And finally, I will close this script. So I will say driver.quit. So let me quickly take the XPath for username. Okay, and after this, you want to take the screenshot. Okay, so how we can do this? To take for taking screenshot in Selenium WebDriver, we have one predefined interface known as takes screenshot. Okay, this is an interface in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so we cannot create object of interface. So if you're familiar with Java, it's very good, but if you're not familiar with Java, then you can take as a thumb rule, we cannot create object of an interface, and takes a screenshot is an interface in Selenium WebDriver. So you can see I means interface. So what I will do, I will simply typecast this. How to typecast? This is the way. Okay. So right now the driver which we have, this driver is related to WebDriver. So forcefully we are typecasting it to the takes screenshot WebDriver interface, and I will create object as TS. Okay. So TS means takes a screenshot object. We cannot create objects, so that's the reason I typecasted this driver to take screenshot. Okay, so now the object which you will get after typecasting is the object of takes a screenshot. Now we are almost done. Once we will get this object, now we have one predefined method, so I will simply call using this TS object. So I will say TS dot get screenshot as. Okay, so now this method will ask you that how you want this output. Okay, so now you can see here it is giving you suggestion as well. So now we will use this output type. Okay, so simply type output type dot. Okay, you can take the screenshot in base 64 bytes and file. Okay, so I will be using this file. So what it will do, it will capture the screenshot in terms of file. Okay, and let's see, you can see this file is coming from java.io package. I will simply remove this generic and I will simply say file. So what it will do, this will capture a screenshot and this will take screenshot and it will keep in a memory. You can say in a buffer. Okay. So what I will do, I will take the reference. So I will use file. Let me take this src or let's say source. So it will ask you what exactly this file means. So I will say file is a class that we are importing from java.io package. Okay. So now you can see in the last two steps I have taken a screenshot. Okay, so I created object of the takes screenshot interface, then I called this method called get screenshot as, and I'm getting a screenshot in terms of file, so I stored in a file class object. Now finally I need to copy, so I will say file utils dot. So file utils is a class and we have so many static methods. So what exactly we are doing, we are simply copying the file from one location to another location. Okay, so you can see here I'm getting one method called copy file, and you can see it is asking two arguments, source and the destination. Okay, so already we have the source, so we don't have to worry about the source, because source will give like please take this source from the memory, And this is the most important destination where exactly you want to store all your screenshot. So as of now, I will save all this screenshot. And yes, guys, it's very important since I'm using file utils class. So copy file will take two file argument. One file already we have, and we need to create another file. So I will say new file. So this file I will take from here and I will specify the path. Okay. So now I want to store this screenshot on a particular drive so that you can take C drive, D drive. What I will do that is very effective and that generally we should follow the same strategy. I will keep all the screenshot in my project directory itself. Okay, so I don't have to roam around in my C drive, D drive. In case if I'm changing some data from one drive to another drive, I will confuse. So better I will keep all the screenshot in my current project directory. So what I will do, I will simply right click on my project in which I am working. I will simply right click and I will click on new and I will create a new folder. Okay, and folder name I will give screenshots. So I will click on finish. Okay, so you can see this folder has been created. So what I will do, I will give location to this particular folder only. So just use one dot operator. Okay, so dot operator means you want to refer your current working directory in which you are working. So in our case, dot means it will focus on our learn automation project. Now I will instruct this that please go to this screenshot folder. Okay, so screenshots is the folder name. Then I will give screenshot name. So let's say I'm giving a screenshot name is facebook.png. Okay, so you can give any name. As of now, I have given of I'm using Facebook, so I have given Facebook name. And now you can see it is throwing some exception. It is showing IO exception. So if you're not familiar with exception, then you can refer separately this. As of now, I will throw this exception or I will try catch. So as of now, let me throw this quickly. So it will throw that IO exception. Oh, and better you take this exception. So it will handle all type of exception. And that's all we have done. So simply in 3 steps, we will take the screenshot. And if you want to give some confirmation, so let's print this. I will say screenshot captured. Let's say screenshot taken. That's all. And we have not taken XPath, so let's quickly see the XPath for that username. So I will open Firebug. I will quickly go through this. Yes, this is the ID. So ID equal to email. So simply I will copy this and I will use the same XPath here. Control V. Okay, so we have created WebDriver instance. We have maximized. We have opened facebook.com. In your case, it will be your application. Then I'm doing one simple step that I'm simply typing learn automation in that username field. Then I have created object of a text screenshot interface. We cannot create object of an interface, so simply I typecasted this WebDriver instance to this takes a screenshot, so you will get this TS object. Finally, you can call this get a screenshot as method, which will capture the screenshot and it will ask you the output type. So generally we use file. So once you specify file, you will get a screenshot in terms of file. So you have to store in a variable. So now your screenshot will be somewhat in your memory or you can say buffer. Then using one file utils class, I have copied the file from one location to another location. Since I'm using file util, so both parameters should be in a file format. This is already in a file format, so I have taken the second parameter in a new file. And yes, this is the sysout which we are doing, and finally we'll close this. So let's run this. Right now you can see if I refresh my project. So this screenshot folder is blank, but once I will run this, you will get a screenshot in this folder. And it's totally your wish if you want to store somewhat in your C drive, D drive, just specify the path. So just run this and let's see the output. Okay, and now if you analyze this code, it's quite very good. But you can see this 3 line or 4 lines of code. It's if I write 10 script now, I have to take multiple screenshots. So definitely, sorry. So definitely I will write the same code in all scripts, right? So we'll create a library so that we can reuse it. So let's quickly see this. It will open, maximize, load. Okay, it will type and it will capture screenshot, close. Okay, so you can see the console window and here you can see screenshot taken. That's good. So right now it's blank. We need to refresh this. Yeah, congratulations. Our screenshot is ready. If you double click on this, this has captured the full screenshot. Okay. So this is the first step how we can take the screenshots. Okay. Now the good point. Now if I write 2 or 3 more script, definitely I will repeat the same code. So let's quickly create a library for this. What I will do, I will create a separate folder so that we can reuse it. I will create a separate folder called library. In library folder, I will create a separate class called utility. Okay, you can give any name, but better give utility so that we can keep some more libraries in this class which we can reuse it. Okay, so as of now I will create a static method. Why we are creating static method? So that I will call this using class name. Okay, and if you don't want to create library, this is the code which you need to write. But in case if you want to make your code very generic, let's see this part as well. So I will create a method called capture a screenshot. This is user defined method which we are creating. If you want to give some other name, please go ahead and give some different name. Okay, now here we need to write the code. Okay. So what we can do, we will simply copy this 4 lines of code. I will simply control X and I will paste here. Okay, so now you can see it is missing this driver. Yes, because in previous program we created the driver reference, right? And so that's was we were able to use that driver object. But in this class we are not creating drivers, so this driver is missing. So what we will do, we will parameterize it. Okay, it means whatever driver we will get from that particular class we will use here, and it's not recognizing, so let's change it to WebDriver. That's all. Now it is again throwing exception, so let's keep this in a try catch. So what I will do, I will simply surround these 4 lines of code, right click on this. You will get one option called surround with. I will say try catch. So you can see it is this full code is coming under try, and this is the catch block which is coming. So in spite of having 2 catch, what I will do, I will keep only 1 catch. So in case anything is missing, it will come to catch block. So let me remove all this catch, and I will keep this as exception. Exception is a base class. Okay, so it will handle all type of exception. So each time this will take the screenshot, and in case something will happen or some exception will come, so it will simply say um, exception while taking screenshots. In case if you are getting any exception, otherwise it will work fine. Exception while taking screenshot, and in case if you want to print any exception, so use this object e and say dot get message. Okay, very rare chance that you will get any exception while taking a screenshot. Okay, so now you can see I can use this now in spite of writing that code here. What I will do, I will call that class. So the class which we created is utility, right? Then I will use dot operator, and you can see I'm getting one method called capture screenshot that is asking the WebDriver reference. So the driver which we created, I will directly pass here. So now it's totally up to your wish. If you want to call this at 10 times, yes, go ahead and take the screenshot. So you can see how we can utilize this code, right? So if you want to take a screenshot after each and every steps, yes, you can take, and it's very good practice if you want to take a screenshot after each step. Okay, so let me guess the issue here. Okay, now if you take multiple screenshots, it's perfectly fine, but if you go to this library, every time the screenshot name will be facebook.png, right? So what it will do, it will override your previous screenshots, and it will simply show you the latest one. Okay, you will get only one screenshot in your folder. So what we will do, we'll parameterize this as well. It means we will ask users, okay, that what exactly the screenshot name you want to keep. So based on the parameter, we will take this screenshot. So what changes you have to do? Simply double quote, put double quotes here. Use one plus operator, and first of all, parameterize it like screenshot name. So I will say uh, I will take as a string. So I will say screenshot name. So whatever screenshot name user will pass, okay, I will directly pass here. Sorry, let me copy this. Okay, and then I will use this plus operator, and I will use this. Yeah, just give me a minute. Let me maximize it so it will be display easily. Then I will use this double quotes. Inside this double quotes, I will write .png. Okay, so guys, I don't want to confuse you, but this is the good practice if you parameterize your capture screenshot method. Okay, so every time you will get a unique screenshot. If you don't adapt this, it will override your previous screenshot. That's not a good practice. Okay, so better to keep screenshot name as um, you can say distinct so that you can uniquely identify. I have not done the major changes. Okay, remaining theme is same, only the username, sorry, screenshot name, whatever we will accept, we will simply pass here, and we will add .png here. So let's go ahead and let's make the changes. So now let's say after opening Facebook, I want to take one screenshot. So I will say utility dot capture screenshot. I will pass the driver, and name I will say browser started. Okay. Once browser started, it will type the particular text. Again, I will capture one screenshot. So I will say utility dot capture screenshot. And now you can see simply I'm typing the class name and I'm getting this method. Now the reason is this method is static. That's the reason I'm getting this class name. Now I will say type username, or let's say type uname. This is the screenshot name which will come. So let's go ahead and let's execute this code. This time it should take through two screenshots. First screenshot name should be browser started.png, and after entering this learn automation, it should take another screenshot, and name should be type uname.png. Then it will close. Let's run this, run as test.ng test. So in the next tutorial, I will show you how to take a screenshot on failure. Right now we are giving hard coded this method, right, every time. But we need to implement a method, or we need to adapt such kind of code which will take a screenshot in case of any failure. Yes. So you can see since we created library, so it is showing screenshot taken two times because we have utilized that code two times. Now if you simply refresh this, let me refresh this. Congratulations again. You can see one screenshot name is browser started. So you can see without any username it's coming. And second is type uname. After uname you can see it has entered learn automation. So like this you can take multiple screenshot and you can give the unique name, and seriously it looks very fine if you have a screenshot for every steps which you are following in your automation script. So even if somebody is checking your report, they can easily identify how is your automation flow is working. So we have another tutorial on extent report which will allow you to add a screenshot in the report. So if you are interested in that kind of report, please go and refer the extent report tutorial. The name is advanced tutorial. I will provide you the link in the description. Please go and watch that video. In that video you can add the screenshots as well. In that report you can add the screenshots. So let me check whether we have covered everything or not. Yes. So yes, if you have any doubt, just please reach out to us. Drop us an email to mukeshotwani@learn-automation.com. If you want to get the same code, I uploaded on my blog, and my blog URL is www.learn-automation.com. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, so in case if I upload any new video, you will be notified. And you can subscribe to my blog as well, so in case I am uploading a new post, you will be notified. So we can connect with each other on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus. In case if you have any specific doubt, we'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.